Welcome to another episode of Real Estate, Real Life, Real Talk, Real Live with the Real Secrets of Money with your host, myself, Damon J. Brockenberry, the extraordinary, also known as Damon the Agent. I want to thank you all for joining me today. Today is Friday, July 17th, 2026. Please, before we get started, if you can go ahead on and hit that button to make sure that you are following me on all social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Threads, Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, Pinterest. Just want to make sure that you will follow me on all social media platforms. So as always, I like to get into the wonderful world of real estate. And today I'm going to talk about why are homeowners insurance rates rising so fast. Now, this is a topic where a lot of people who are current homeowners are always asking the question and saying, well, my homeowner insurance is going up. They're also saying to the fact that their taxes is going up. And there are many veritable factors when it pertains to why these things are going. Now, when it pertains to homeowner insurance, what people haven't understood or even paid attention to is that over the past couple of years, especially since COVID, everything has gone up. Your food prices have gone up, gas prices have gone up, rent has gone up, the price of homes have actually gone up. And the price of the housing is actually tied to a percentage that can make these numbers become astronomical when it pertains to pricing. Now, premiums have been rising and home values have increased. When you apply even the modest rate to much of the larger asset values, the dollar impact becomes more noticeable. Now, if you'll see me looking this way, that's because I'm looking at my TikTok audience. So I just want to make sure that you're all understanding that. Now, also what this happens is, nothing is never set in stone. Just like I mentioned before, when it pertains to property taxes, last week, one of the questions that was asked to me was, how come one homeowner's taxes be higher than the next one? And there are many contributing factors. But because everything has gone up over the years, the cost of insurance has also gone up. Now, it's becoming to the point where some people feel like it's unaffordable to them or not affordable to them. But locations play a large role in this. Part of the house cost, part of the housing, the house itself plays another role as well too. So I just want to share something with you real quick about this. Hold on. I'm sorry. So I'm going through trying to find it real quick. I had it, but then it disappeared. Yeah, so here's the thing. Also, if you notice over the years, your car insurance has gone up. Like I said, the cost of insurance has skyrocketed. And the reason is simple. Insurance prices reflect expected losses, and expected losses depend on risk. In some regions, that risk comes from hurricanes or flooding, and others from wildfires, and others still tornadoes or severe storms. These risks aren't evenly distributed, and neither are the costs. Two homes with similar prices can have very different insurance premiums depending on where they're located. In higher risk areas, insurance can cost several times as much as in lower risk regions. That creates a new layer of variation in housing affordability. And that word is subjective affordability, because in DC, they tend to use that word all the time, affordability. But like I said, it's subjective to who's saying it and where the property is actually located at. It's not about the prices and interest rates anymore. Okay, this is not the thing. It's also about exposure to physical risk and how that risk is priced. In some cases, the questions goes beyond cost. If insurance becomes difficult to obtain at any reasonable price, it can limit the ability to finance a home altogether. And with that being said, is what they're not saying is this: there's so much that goes on today compared to 20, 30 years ago, and it's costing more. So a lot of these companies have to have a lot of insurance claims filed for various things. I spoke with one of my clients last week, and unbeknownst to her, she lives in a townhouse. She had, between her townhouse and the next one, she found out there was mold, and it was created because of when the structure of the home was built, and the sprinkler, for some reason, it did not have the proper layer and cover. So now she had to file a claim for that. And the point that I'm making is there's so many new claims that occurred that the more claims that occur, the more insurance is going to go up. And this is nationwide, not just locally in the DMV area. This is nationwide. This is the reason why your car insurance went up a couple of years ago. I think right after COVID, a lot of car insurance went up, and then the excuses that they used was there are more insurance claims, more people are getting into accident, even though you may have a perfect driving record. But the cost of insurance is spread and shared, because even when those payouts occur in homeowners, whether it's cars and everything, we are paying for it. Just think about this. Many times we pay on insurance every month for nothing to go wrong. But somewhere something is going wrong. So that money that we're paying, guess what? It's going to pay those off and to pay for those costs. We have to have insurance because it is mandatory. And in real estate, it is definitely mandatory, because the lenders will not finance your home without you having homeowners insurance, because they're trying to make sure that they're protecting themselves as well. So the reason why the price of homeowner insurance rates are rising so fast is because there are many claims that are occurring nationwide for various reasons, and because the property value has gone up over the years, and the percentage of the property value is going to have the cost of insurance more. Every year, homeowner insurance goes up. Every year, taxes tend to go up. The only thing that doesn't seem to go up every year is your salary or your income. And that's also subjective as well. So I hope that I address some of the questions that people may have when it pertains to why the homeowner insurance rates are rising so fast. So I am going to be back with my Q&A and then my house of the week. Be right back. So Q&A, which means questions and answers. If you have any questions and answers that you would like for me to answer for you, please make sure that you send them to me by any means necessary. I love to share them online because many people have the same questions, and I love answering these questions. These are good questions that people send in. So the first question today is, can you actually insure the equity in your home? Can you actually insure the equity in your home? The answer is not directly, okay? And the reason why is you can't buy an insurance policy that protects your home's equity itself. However, you can protect the financial value you've built in your home through strategies like adequate homeowners insurance, flood or earthquake insurance if needed, title insurance, life insurance, or mortgage protection insurance. I'm going to talk briefly about mortgage protection insurance. These can help prevent financial events from forcing the sale of your home or eroding your family's wealth. Okay. And another thing, when it pertains to the equity in your home, the equity is also subject to the market conditions. If you all recall, back in 2008, when the market crashed, there were many people who lost much equity in their home because their house became upside down. That means they owed more on their house than their house was actually worth. So you can't actually insure the equity in your home because there are many variable factors. All right. All right. The next question is, what's the purpose of a property survey after you've already bought the house? What's the purpose of a property survey after you've already bought the house? But here's the reason. A property survey confirms the exact property boundaries and identifies any easements, encroachments, or improvements on the property. Even after closing, it's valuable if you're planning to install a fence, build an addition, add a pool, settle a boundary dispute with your neighbors, or verify that neighboring structures aren't crossing onto your property. This is the reason why sometimes you can get it after closing, but it's better to just get it before closing because you never know, especially when you have a single family home. A lot of times with townhouses, you can get it as well, just depending on if you're in unit or depending on how the property lines is being seen and drawn, as long as everyone knows. But this is a good question. Property survey settles a lot of, guessing when it pertains to boundaries. The third question: can manufactured homes qualify for traditional financing? Can manufactured homes qualify for traditional financing? That's a great question as well. Yes, many can, but not all. Okay. And the reason is generally a manufactured home has a better chance of qualifying for the traditional FHA, VA, or USDA. Attached to a foundation, titled as real property, and meets lender and program requirements. Homes that remain titled as personal property often require different financing. All right. Question number 4: are there hidden costs that come with owning land? Are there hidden costs? Okay, there you go. Are there hidden costs that come with owning land? And here's the thing: yes. And the reason why I say yes is this: many people always say, "Oh, I'm gonna buy some land and build my home on top of it." On top of that, can become more costly than you actually just go and buy new construction. And the reason why is people don't know all of the hidden costs that are required and all of the things that are required to do so. Buying land is often just the beginning. Okay, potential costs include boundary work, utility installation such as water, sewer, septic, electric, internet, driveway or road access, site clearing and grading, environmental or soil testing, permits and impact fees, HOA dues, perk testing, ongoing maintenance. These expenses can significantly affect your overall budget. Sometimes people, unless you have a construction project manager to know the things to do, it can become very costly. And sometimes you can skip a step and don't realize till later on, which will also be very costly to the person who's doing it. So yes, buying land is often just the beginning. Question number 5: which has better long-term value, land or a house? Which has better long-term value, land or a house? Now, this question, it depends on your goals. And the reason why is because you said long-term value. Land is limited in supply and can appreciate substantially in desirable areas, especially if zoning changes increase its developmental potential. A house typically provides both appreciation and immediate utility. You can live in it or generate rental income. For many investors, a house offers cash flow plus appreciation, while land is often a longer term appreciation play with fewer ongoing income opportunity unless it's developed or leased. So, like I said, these are great questions, and I appreciate them always coming in. So, real quick, y'all, I'm gonna go to my house of the week. I'm gonna go to my house of the week. Oops, that's not it. Hold on. Here we go, right here. All right, this is my house of the week, and this is actually land that I'm selling. So the question about land popped up. This is land. Now I know you all see a house right here, but this is the potential of what can be on the land. All right. I just want to show you all because I am partner up with a builder who's actually can show any potential home that can possibly be on this particular property. But this property is actually in Montgomery County in Sanders Spring, not the property, but the land. And this home can actually be on top of it. And I just briefly mentioned about, speaking with a project manager, or you can speak with a construction manager as well, such as the case when it pertains to this house. Now, this house is not, it's to be built. All right. This house is not on this particular property. And I am going to show you the land. That is the land right there. As you can see, there are surrounding homes. Now, you can build what you want on this home. The house that I just showed you was also the potential of the house that can be on it. But you can always use any construction company that you want. Build your dream home. This land, like I said, it's in Sandy Spring, Maryland, which is in Montgomery County, Maryland. It's going for a great price. If you're interested, please reach out to me so we can set up a tour of where your potential home can be. And that is one of the potential homes that can be on the home, on the land. All right. So, and I'm also going to briefly talk about, and I mentioned about mortgage protection. Now, as many of you all know, I also hold a financial insurance license as well, in which I assist people in many ways. That's not it. And one of the things that I do is I help people protect their home, especially homeowners who don't want to lose it. All right. Mortgage protection normally comes simple form. People think they don't qualify, but it does. Mortgage protection helps you pay off your mortgage, helps keep your family in their home when they need it most. It also gives you a financial peace of mind, protection when your family needs it most. It covers you 24/7, on or off the job, at home or away. It is simple and affordable. So here's the thing. I'm your connection for your financial protection. I help hardworking families protect their biggest investment, their home. I do not want to see anyone lose their home to foreclosure. If you have questions or concerns, please reach out to me so we can set up a brief phone call or Zoom call to answer any of your questions. I'm here to help, and I am here to help. All right. I'll be right back. All right. So again, if you will not follow me on all social media platforms, please follow me. Now, my topic of the day is lurkers are haters. The reason why I say this is many of us have posted stuff on our page, posted things on our stories, and you can tell the difference when you post stuff on your stories and even see the number of views on your posts. And a lot of times you'll see that you get hundreds, even thousands of views, but no like. And it's not that people don't stroll on their phones and they, you know what I'm saying, but it's consistent people who are always strolling, who are always watching everything you do. Have you ever gone somewhere and you bump into somebody who know everything you do online, but they never comment or say anything? They're just watching, being nosy. Why do you think that occurs? People can say, oh, I'm busy and stuff like that. But here's the thing. Those same people will go like celebrities posts, comment on celebrities posts, or you'll see those same people commenting on other people's posts, but they never comment on yours. You think that's a reason? No, people are watching you to study you. People watch me all the time, you know. And I noticed, like, when I did my my engagement a couple of months ago, people was like, oh, invite me to the wedding. I ain't inviting y'all ass to nothing. I'm gonna be direct. I ain't inviting y'all to nothing. You know why? Because majority of y'all don't even like my post or even like her post. So why would I spend money to invite y'all to come somewhere and y'all can't even like something simple that's free? It's free to like somebody's stuff. It's free. But y'all watching all the time. I'm not talking about people who watch every now and then. I'm talking about the ones who consistently watch. Y'all watching, and y'all never like anything. So when y'all don't get the invite, remember the reason why I ain't inviting y'all. I ain't inviting nobody who don't support me. Y'all don't need to support me. And then sometimes some of the same people who watching, over the years, I've noticed some of y'all have gone and used other people to buy or sell real estate. Hey, it is what it is and stuff, because God looks out to me, looks out for me. God has looked out for me my entire life. So I don't depend on anybody. I depend on him. So I just want to say lurkers are haters. And I was told a long time ago that if you don't have at least 7 haters, then you're doing something wrong. So that means I'm doing something right because I got a lot of you all just watching, not liking, not commenting, not sharing, not doing anything. But you know all my business. You know all my business. You know everything going on with my daughter, with my mother, with my fiance, with basketball, with real estate. You know everything, but don't like a damn thing. So I just want to say, hi haters. And if you don't think you're a hater, you are. You know who you are. You know the ones that are always looking. You are a hater, whether you realize it or not. You are a hater. And I'm just calling you out because I don't see you in person to call you out because you're on here watching, you know. And again, if you don't think that's hater tendency and everything, that's jealousy and envy. And you don't think so, look it up. It is. If you're always watching people's stuff, but you never comment, you never like, you never support them, that's hater tendencies, whether you realize it or not. You are a hater. Don't say, "Oh, I ain't no hater." No, because here's the thing. Another thing that I realized: there's so many people who want people to support them, support their business, but they don't support anybody. And you wonder why the things happen for you the way that it does. Look at your behavior. Check your behavior. And if you don't want to check it, hey, and you don't believe me, hey, it is what it is. I'm just calling a spade, plain and simple. Y'all know, you spade players, you know, it is what it is. So I just want to say, lurkers are haters. Whether you know it or not, you are a hater and you know who you are. And if the shoe fit, wear. And only hit dogs holler. So if you're over there hollering, that means you're a hit dog. You know, that's just like, for example, I've heard plenty of women say, all men are dogs. And I never took it personal because I knew they weren't talking about me. But then I know some guys who would take it personal because guess what? Those guys are dogs. So they take it personal if a woman say, all men are dogs. I ain't never take it personal because I know it wasn't me. So what I'm saying right now, if you know it ain't you, you shouldn't take it personal. But if you know it's you, then guess what? Keep being you. Because the one thing I know about life comes back for all of us. You know, it treats us all accordingly and how we're supposed to be treated, regardless. That's why karma comes back to good people and good things come to good people, plain and simple. But like I said, if you have family, friends who never support you when they looking at your posts, and I'm talking about the same one. I'm not talking about people who randomly or every now and then come to your page or see your post, because don't get me wrong, sometimes I might see only a few people's posts. I don't see a lot of people. And I remember I have a colleague who said, "Oh, you never like any of my posts." And I say, "I don't never see any of your posts." So I'm not talking about the people who don't never see your posts. I'm talking about the ones that if you post a story 5 days in a row, 5 weeks in a row, 5 months in a row, the same people are watching your stories, but those same people are not liking any of the stuff that you post, because they can watch your stories, but then when you post something, they never post. That means they too damn nosy. They too nosy and they're lurkers. Lurkers are haters. So I want you all to start, every time you post and you post a story before the week is out, say, "Hi, hater. And I'm talking to you because you never like my stuff." Plain and simple. So again, I just want to put this public announcement out that when you ain't getting invited to my wedding, understand why. Y'all don't like my stuff anyway. Y'all probably don't even like me for real. But it is what it is. You know, I ain't here to be liked by everybody because nobody on this earth will be liked by everyone. Jesus has enemies and he was the most perfect person on this earth. He was not liked by everyone. He was hated by people, for no reason, just for being nice, trying to bless people and spread the gospel. But it is what it is. But I just wanted to say, lurkers are haters. So if you have any lurkers who always watching your stuff and never like any of your stuff, trust and believe they're haters. They're trying to study. They're trying to be all in your business so they can have something to talk about, go gossip about you and stuff. I had one of my cousins tell me that one of my cousins called them and said, "Oh, did you know Damon got engaged and everything? We don't even know who this girl is." And I ain't spoke to that cousin in probably a decade. But all in my business, being nosy. For what? Why you in my business? Why you even care? Haters. It is what it is. And I'm just sharing that with y'all because it's in my own family. It ain't just happening to you. It happens to everybody. Life happens to everyone. So again, let me do my quick recap. and I'm gonna let you all go. Hold on, I'll be right back. So again, before we go, please make sure that you are following me on all social media platforms. That is Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Threads, Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and I think I got all of them. So again, as I said in the beginning, why are homeowners insurance rates rising so fast? Is because the cost of everything, houses, taxes, and everything are rising so fast. And everything, and your homeowner insurance is associated with that based off a percentage. And insurance overall, homeowner insurance, car insurance, all insurance, the cost of insurance has gone up tremendously. But homeowner insurance is a requirement by all lenders because they're protecting their investment. And also, people, I said, lurkers are haters. All right. Listen, you don't believe me? Start posting stuff on your stories and watch who's watching and watch who never likes anything that you post. You can have 300 views on your stories and only have 3 likes on your post. You can post something and see all the views, especially when you post it by reels, and you can see you got 2,000 views and only got 20 likes. Tell me that ain't hating. Hating and being nosy. But it is what it is. Listen, y'all, I got some new stuff coming up on my website. Hopefully I can have it updated by next Friday for you all to see. It's some good stuff that I've been working on behind the scenes. Again, remember, if you need mortgage protection as well, reach out to me because I believe in helping all families. If you know someone that's interested in selling, buying, or investing in real estate, please reach out to me by going to DamonTheAgent.com. You see it strolling at the bottom, or call me at 240-694-6460. I know this is an old commercial of mine, but I love it, so I always like to end on this note. All right, hold on.
We sure could use the money. Time for some upgrades. We're pregnant.
Oh my goodness, I need to downsize.
We buy houses for cash as is.
Damon the Agent. A name you can trust.